Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Well, actually, the start of a new series. I'm going to upload now kind of weekly or something like that reaction slash coaching videos where I'm going to watch your tags live, and then at the end of that we're going to watch the replay together, and I will give like advice, tips, tricks, what you could have done different, better, things like that. So basically coaching for this one specific attack. If you guys want to have that as well, there's one really easy way to do that. I'm always live streaming on Twitch. It's mainly in German, but still those offers you can do that in English as well. How does this work? And let's do this quickly, and then we'll jump into the first attack. So the first thing which you have to do is obviously watch the streams, because this is giving you Itsu points, which is kind of like a channel points on Twitch. And then as soon as you have enough Itsu points, you can use those Itsu points to buy this Itsu coaching session kinda. And this is, like I said, for one attack. Always the highlights, I will upload those on YouTube so everyone can kind of get something out of it. And that's the whole idea of this new series. I really hope that you guys like it. Really let me know what you think about it. If I should keep doing this on this channel. I think at least when I did it in German, like in the live stream, most of the people liked it. So let me know how you like it. Let me know if I should keep doing this. And I think let's just get started. And we have already one topic today. We have one specific topic, which are ring bases. We're going to watch 2 attacks on ring bases, and then we're going to figure out what could have been done different, what should have been a different approach, and everything around. The first attacker is going to be Harkan. And like I said, it's always going to be live attacks. Otherwise, I already know the result. You already know the result, so that's pretty boring. First off, let's watch the live attack. It's always going to be for Town 12 or Town 13, and only a legend or in the Clan War / Clan War League. So let's see. He's starting off with the Queen Charge Hybrid on a pretty classic ring base, I would say. He's starting off with the Yeti funnel and with the Wizard funnel, taking his time, which is totally fine. Like, those ring bases are pretty compact. So most of the time, I don't want to jinx it, but most of the time isn't the biggest issue. You should more like properly funnel. This is way more important most of the time. Now he's charging it at the corner, which is not the best. I will explain that a little bit later, why exactly. But he's charging in there, and now it's kind of like 50-50 where the queen is going. The next problem which he has is the placement of the clan castle, because you can see already the Inferno Tower is in between his queen and the clan castle, and the timing is going to be awful. But let's see how he's going to handle that. First, the queen is, now stepping into the range of the single Inferno Tower, so he has to use something, using the freeze and the rage, but now the Royal Champion is coming in. That's not looking the best. That's quite unfortunate. Now the king at the bottom side, he started that nice and early, which is always great. But now the giant bomb is really wrecking his barbarians, which is quite unfortunate. Those witches are going to be on the healers. Oh no, the poison was perfect, so really nicely done over there. But now the queen is once again in the single. There are no more freezes, no more abilities left, so now he has to somehow save this. So I guess the hybrid just into the core. And he's starting off with the miners, then the Hawk Riders, and now the Warden. And where are the spells? No. Oh no. This is getting wrecked. Oh my god. They're just... oh my... This double scatter shot setup completely wrecked his troops. So, for all of you guys who are out there now and saying, oh my god, Harkon is so bad. Like, what should I... Like, he's so... First things first, please. And if I see just anyone, I would just ban them in the comment section forever on this channel. If you're roasting any of the attackers, don't do that. They're attacking kind of like in the live stream, which is pretty much live. And most of the time, there are around like 700 plus people watching. So it's always way more stressful. So first, before you're saying anything, first off, do it on your own and see how good you're doing. Now let's talk about the first thing which I kind of noticed. Whenever you're charging in a ring base, or like basically whenever you're charging any base, you have to be always careful about the clan castle placement and single Inferno Towers. If a single Inferno Tower is in between your charge and your clan and the clan castle, yes. If there's a single Inferno Tower in between, you have to figure out the range, because this is the range where the clan castle is going to be lured. And the single Inferno Tower range is starting over there, which means basically you're facing the Signifern Tower at the same time where you're facing the Clan Castle, which is always a bad thing because you cannot deal with everything at the same time, basically. So what he should have done on this attack first is queen charging from the other side so he can take out the Clan Castle without having any threat on his queen. That's the first thing. Now, let's keep talking about the start of his attack. When I was saying during the live attack that you can take your time for funneling during a ring-based attack, I meant that. Like, this is 100% true, because ring bases are normally really compact, because whenever you're attacking a ring base, the core is basically just defenses, and your hybrid is smashing through that pretty quickly. So if you can somehow make this kind of like the entry work, you're getting a 3-star most of the time. So that's the next thing. The next thing with the Yeti funnel, always try to look out for archer towers, which you can kind of bounce in the second row to get even better funneling, but that's a different story. Now the next thing which he did, he started in at the corner of the base, which most of the time isn't the best thing because you cannot really control where your queen is going, at least not really 100%. So it's kind of like a 50-50 always if the queen is going up or down. So what should have he done differently? First off, starting not at the corner. But one thing which I really liked, which he's trying to save this attack, he's starting off with the king and the siege barracks really early. This was really nice. The next thing which he could have done different was starting the siege barracks and the king a bit more towards the right, so he has like better pathing for his hybrid, because now like the pathing for the hybrid is pretty much getting destroyed by the queen and the king, so that was not the best. But now you guys can see in the core, there are only defenses. So as long as the hybrid is making it into the core, the miners and the hawk riders having insane value, because on normal other bases, you have sometimes storages and things like that, so which is stalling your miners. So the DPS is not as effective because you're attacking kind of like trash or unnecessary buildings as well. But on ring bases in the core, you have only important buildings most of the time. So this is why it's so important to get the hybrid into the core. Now, with all of this kind of together, the first thing which he did kind of like wrong was the approach to the base. Never charge into the corner of a base on a ring base. It's really hard to kind of control. What you should have done is kind of starting in the middle of the side and then going to either side and break the queen in, so you can control better where she's going. But now let's talk about the biggest thing to me, which is the deployment order of hybrid, and this is so important. If there is a huge gap, in between of the place where you're dropping the hybrid and where they're going, like where they're coming the first time up, it's always the order Warden first, then like you can see the distance, then the miners, then hawk riders, then the royal champ. This is always the order. If you're dropping it right away onto the defenses, so let's say he's starting off from the top left side, then obviously first miners to tank for the warden, then hawk riders, then royal champ. But if you're having such a big distance, always the warden first, because take a look, there's nothing which is kind of giving this really important HP boost to your miners. This is so important. I see this mistake so many times. The warden is now reaching the troops and they're already dead. So this is really important. You have the right deployment order on hybrid. Whenever you're placing the hybrid right on top of the first building, like I said, the top left, for example, then always miners, warden, hawk riders, royal champ. Otherwise, if there's such a huge distance, it's always warden first. That's really important. And obviously, he should have pre-dropped a heal because the double scatter was quite obvious. But that's a different topic. But those are kind of the main mistakes which I see so many times and so many players are doing. So I think this is the most important thing to concentrate on. Then, one more time, the approach to ring base. The best thing which you can do, start in the middle of a side, let the queen decide either way, and then wall break her in. This is a really good setup on how you can kind of control your queen better. And the next thing on ring bases, don't charge too long. If you're charging for too long, your queen is most likely getting targeted by the 4 stupid ground expos, and then she's just dead. So start your hybrid really early because, like I said, the core is pretty compact, so that's pretty easy value. That was the first attack, so I think we're jumping into the second one, and like I said, another ring base. This time with Zeb Lalo. Once again, don't roast anyone. That's my job, okay? So let's get started with this one. He's starting off with the lightnings at the top side, looks like, and then, yep, some more lightnings. He got everything down, which is awesome. Another earthquake for the expo, and the expo is coming down as well. That was some really great value. Really nicely done. Now everything at the bottom side. Headhunters in as well, which is good. Warbreak in as well. Looking really good for now, because like the clan class is going to come out soon. The Warbreak is coming in as well. That's something I will talk about that later, but normally you should delay the Warbreak a little bit more. Now the Poison, looking really good. Springtrap for the Yeti, which is not too bad. Now the Ice Combs are exploding. This is actually looking awesome. The Entry and the Lightnings are looking really good for him. This is looking great. He has 2 Ice Hounds with him, and this is why I didn't say anything against the Lightnings, because the freeze effect of the Ice Hound is going to affect the Scatter and the Air Defense, which is going to be insane value. Now the Loons. Okay, that's something we can talk about in a second. That's perfect. So I think this attack is pretty much showing how most of the people are doing Lalo at the moment, I feel like. And this is why this attack is kind of underrated for most of the semi-casual players, I would call it. So this is something really great we can talk about. Royal Champion in behind as well. It's basically just a spam and pray on 1 or 2 points, which most of the people are doing, because I saw attacks like this already many times. So I think it's a really good approach to give tips maybe on how you can do this better and what you could improve if your Lalo looks the same. This attack looks still good. Like, just imagine that he would have done a Lalo which would have been even more controlled. Like, he could have completely wrecked this base. Obviously, the base wasn't the best. You have to give him that. But still, a great triple in the end. Really nice attack. I think he had some nice ideas in this attack. I really like the setup. But I think overall we can give a couple of tips and tricks. That's the words which I was missing. We can give them a couple. And well, if your Lalo looks like this, or like this spammy 2-3 point loon drop, then let's talk about it. But for now, let's watch the entire attack. We have to give him that, because I think it's going to be a triple. The king is getting chased. The king is getting chased by the loons. This is one of the most annoying feelings about Lalo attacks, right? Like this finish where the enemy king is being the most annoying defense in the entire base. So let's maybe just skip that. So now we have the attack. First off, he's using the Lightnings. In my opinion, really nicely, because he has the Ice Hounds. So I don't know if he did it on purpose, but you have the air defenses right next to the scatters, or like the scatters right next to the air defense. Either way, it's really great value overall for the Ice Hounds. So you do not need to Lightning that. Why would you Lightning that if you can just freeze it with the Ice Hounds, right? Then the next thing, which is important, is the Sweepers. Sweepers are really annoying, and it's just straight up annoying to face them, especially in a Zap Lalo where you don't have too many spells. So taking those out nice and early is perfect. Now, what he did over here as well, once again, I don't know if it was on purpose, he created a huge pathing for his Lalo. Everything over here is taken out. Like, there's nothing left. There can't be even really a lot of Tesla. Maybe one above the Eagle, but that's it. So the pathing which he created over there is crazy nice. Now he's sending in the heroes from the bottom side. Once again, I think he could have like placed them a little bit more carefully. So like seeing if there are any traps. So he deployed them pretty quickly. But that's pretty alright. The first thing which I want to talk about is the second Warbreak. And that was pretty early, because there can be always traps over there. Spring traps, giant bombs, things like that, which are not really easy to expect. So that's something, delay your Warbreak kind of pretty much to not the last second, but the second last second. Because then it's less likely that it's going to be caught by a trap or something. You deployed it really early, so that could have been maybe changed, or like been changed or something. Now let's talk about the Lalo overall and how you should approach bases. Especially for people who are not like masters in Lalo, you should always go for nice and easy shapes where your Lalo can go through the base. The most common one is like a V shape or like an L shape. Those are kind of the easiest ones. So you always want to create those. On this one, what he did, he used 2 heroes at the bottom side to create like this pathing at the bottom, taking out the clan cars and everything. And now what he should have done is using the Royal Champion at the top side to create, like I said, nice V pathing, like L-shaped pathing. So this is what is kind of left. But instead, he kind of deployed everything on one spot. And this is not how Lalo works. You have to do it really surgical. If you're just playing hybrid, that's kind of spammy way where you place everything on one spot and kind of hoping for the best. Lalo is different. So what he should have done is, first off, like I said, kind of preparing the base with the Royal Champion and giving a better pathing overall. Now the next thing is you're kind of deploying everything at the same time. And whenever the eagle is still active, don't have huge groups of loons because they're always going to be targeted. Instead, what you should have done is deploying small group of loons on every single defense. What this does is basically making sure that your loons are grouping up to one really big death ball kinda into the base and crushing everything. That's kind of the setup which you're looking for. Ice Hounds obviously for the air defenses, they're for this base perfect. And then just like I said, on every single defense, 3 loons, something like this, kind of depending on how many drop points you have in the beginning, can be 3 to 4 loons, something like that. And you can see it over here, like the Ice Hounds perfectly will explode in a second. The Blimp, it's a little bit early because, I mean, the Lalo is going straight into it, so it's okay. But still, the Blimp could have been a little bit more late, but it was alright in the end. Now a group of loons and the Royal Champion are going to the top side, which in the end is going to result pretty much in the same thing which I was saying, but this is what it should have looked like, right? Having different angles where your loons are coming from and then grouping up to one big group, where on your attack it was more like putting everything on 2 or 3 points and then they're splitting and in the end have a big group, but that's not working on really good basis. So this is something which I would have said to you. I hope it was useful for everyone who was watching the video because, like I said, those are attacks of the community, of you guys. And, well, now I'm really looking forward to your guys' feedback. What do you guys think? Should I keep doing this? Should I stop doing this? Was this boring? Was this entertaining? Let me know. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I will hopefully see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.